Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about my pull plans for the month of June. Now that Global is about to enter a new era, my plans could potentially change compared to what I did on the JP side, since in JP we don't have Foresight, but Global does. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video. I'm curious to know what your plans are going to be for the month of June. Let me know down in the comment section below who you're pulling for, what are you, passing up on, etc, etc. So we're also going to be using the community slides as well. Normally I have the City Companion pulled up, but in case there is a character that might not be getting like an FR or something like that, but is going to be getting a rework or force enhancements, then I want to briefly talk about it, since it seems like as of late we have been getting a good amount of new players, and especially with the new panel missions for new players that have appeared for Global DFFOO, then it's best to briefly mention some of the characters that are going to be getting reworks and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and start off with the first two characters, which is going to be the BT units of Kain and Warrior of Light. Now, I've already talked about both of these two characters, but Kain, I am for sure pulling for his BT and his FR weapon. I know that a lot of players are going to be passing up on his FR weapon because it's not the best in terms of the HP damage bonus percentages, which is perfectly understandable, especially when we got other upcoming FR units that have way higher percentages. Then I can see a lot of players passing up on his FR weapon, because really the main prize for Kain is definitely going to be his BT and everything else aside from his FR. So I can see a lot of players passing up on him, but for me myself, I'm actually going to be pulling for both weapons, as crazy as that may sound. So Warrior of Light, I will probably BT plus him at a later date, but I'm gonna hold off for right now until I feel comfortable enough where I can throw some ultimate resources at a BT unit that I'll use here and there. Now when it comes to the other four characters that are going to be featured in both the Warrior of Light and Kain banners, we also got Mog and Penelo, who are going to be getting their C90s and a rework. Penelo is going to be one of the first few characters that is an FR charger with a skill 1 and skill 2. She'll be able to build up the force gauge a little bit faster than other characters, so long as you have her force enhancements unlocked. Well, I guess in this case Global is calling it force levels, but I like force enhancement. It sounds better that way. So if you have that, and if let's say you're not going to be going, like, you're not going to be fully building up Kain in terms of giving him like force enhancements, even though in my opinion I would highly recommend it, especially if you're going to be using him a lot as a BT only unit, then you can give some to Penelo, because whatever you can give to Penelo, if you feel comfortable enough, or if you wanted to give it to any of the other characters that I'll be talking about in this video, then you can do so as well. Even though in my opinion there are a few other FR charges that is going to be coming up for the month of June that I think are a better option. Mog gets a nice little rework and whatnot. His rework is not too bad. His C90 is not bad either. I mean, he is able to heal, he is able to cleanse debuffs, and he is also able to inflict confusion. It's a small chance, but it's a very tiny chance, really, of Mog being able to inflict confusion via the follow-up attack that he does on his abilities. Prompto, he's not bad. I don't think he's like really like chase worthy. And then Keys is with that debuff as a call ability, not too bad. If you have him on the team, he's not too bad either, because he is able to give one of your teammates a buff that will be able to have the ability to launch the enemy right there and then on the teammate's turn. So his LD wouldn't be too bad to pick up for any newer players, but definitely the price is going to be the 2 BT units, especially Kain. Next up, we have the Krile banner with her intersecting wells. Now, Krile is going to be getting her FR and a rework alongside with her C90. Now, the other character that is featured, or the other two characters that is going to be featured, is going to be Auron and Strago. Strago is only going to be getting his force enhancements, but Auron, though, he's going to be getting a rework, his C90 and his force enhancements. For those who already have Auron, you're going to get yourself a very nice upgrade. For any new player, he is a tank unit, so he's able to help mitigate any incoming brave and or HP damage attacks. He is able to counter as well every time that he does get hit, and he self-heals with every count, if I'm not mistaken. So with his force enhancements, he's going to be able to increase his damage output with his skills, his counters, so on and so forth. So he is not a bad option if you are wondering which character to give their force enhancements to. Now Krill's not too bad of a character. She does get a small rework, but it's not a bad rework either. I mean, her skill 1 is able to increase the FR gauge a little bit faster. She does have, she is technically counted as an FR charger. Now, when it comes to her force ability in terms of conditions is not too hard to meet. So her force ability in general, while you have it active, provides the party with bravery gem. And then when it comes to the HP damage bonus, whenever the party is using a thunder element attack, or basically, you know, with Krile, she is able to enchant the party with thunder. So everybody will meet that condition. And then whenever Krile recovers brave to the party, except to herself, then she also increases that as well. So in general, though, Krile's not too bad of a character. She's alright. I myself will probably throw some tickets at her banner just for the heck of it. I mean, it does. Most of the banners for the month of June will have a free multi-draw, so I mean, there's a chance that I can get it there. But I'll probably throw some tickets just to see, like, if I can manage to get it on 9, kind of show off how she actually performs. But I think she's not a bad unit whatsoever. It's just that I feel like there's going to be other upcoming units, regardless if they're getting an FR or not, that I feel like kind of overshadows her. But at the same time, though, it's always nice to have a character that is able to thunder enchant. She also has traps as well, and her trap did get upgraded too with the rework that she's going to be getting. So I'll throw some tickets at her banner just to see if I can get it, just because why not. But Auron, for any new players, Auron is a character that I would personally recommend because he does get a very fire rework, and I know people are going to be hyped up for that one. So next up, we shall talk about Braska. Now, Braska is going to be a character that I know for sure a lot of players are going to be passing up on, because Braska, I mean, they could have made him better, in my opinion, and I will go more in depth as to why I think he's okay to mediocre at best. But the biggest fault with Braska is that he deals fire damage, and he is an FR charger. He does have what is it, Kiraga, I believe, with his skill 1 or skill 2, whichever one. I think it's skill 1. So he is an FR charger, and a good one at that too. So, and then when it comes to his force ability is not hard at all to meet in terms of conditions. So basically, whenever a party member's HP is greater than or equal to 100% of max at the end of their turn, and then whenever a party member selects a fire ability. So it's not hard at all to meet, but really, like, if you do manage to pull for Braska, and if you decide to give him force enhancements, really he's just going to be there to increase the force gauge, and that's pretty much about it. So, and then the fault that I was talking about earlier with Braska is that he doesn't have party fire enchant, which is a real bummer, and I feel like they held back on Braska because of that. Because, like, you got Krile, who also got an FR weapon, but she is able to thunder enchant the party. But then when it comes to Braska, it's like, it's just really all about him, and that's about it. And I feel like it's not really worth chasing for, because not only that, but in the same banner as Braska, you also have Ignis. Now, Ignis is able to get, or is able to provide the party with fire enchant via his LD ability. So, like, he, in my opinion, is a much better choice. Not only for that, but also in terms of charging the gauge, because his skill 1 and his skill 2 is able to do that. So I think he is a better option instead of chasing for Braska. But for me, though, I don't know why, and honestly, I have no explanation as to why I am considering, like, actually pulling for his kit. I think I'm just gonna do it just for the heck of it. But at the same time, though, I'm still, like, I'm conflicted, because, like, really, I only used Braska a few times, and that's about it. And knowing that he is not he's not an overall good character, I'm still, like, in debate. So what I'll probably do at most is throw some tickets as his banner, just to see if I can actually get it. And if I do get it, cool. If not, then, you know, I mean, it's all good. Like, I'm not gonna be losing out on anything, regardless of the outcome. So, Jecht is also gonna be rerun as well. He's gonna be getting a rework, C90, and force enhancements. And I mean, he does get a nice rework and whatnot. But if you want me to be completely honest, I didn't really use Jecht that much after he got his upgrades and whatnot. So I'm probably gonna pass up on him. I do have him BT plus and whatnot, but like, you know, is it worth like chasing for any new players? Really, I mean, if he's a fave, I would say go for it. But in my opinion, I'd probably hold off for just a little bit, because like you do have other characters that is coming up that are gonna be more hyped up for the month of June. So we'll get into that here in just a bit. But Jecht, he's not bad. He did get a pretty solid rework and whatnot. I think with force enhancements, it'll definitely make him look like much better. Ultimate weapon will definitely make his damage output look very high. So, but yeah, he's not bad. He's not too bad in my opinion. Next up, we're going to be talking about the mid-June BT units, which is going to be Cam and Paladin Cecil. Now, Cam is going to be a big chase for a lot of players, because he is able to increase the force gauge by 80% so long as you party Ice Enchant and you are able to launch the enemy. And as long as you have other characters being a part of the chase sequence, then you are pretty much good to go on that, making it so that you can increase his force ability much higher. Because initially, when it comes to his force ability, it's only a 20 and a 20. 20 whenever a party selects an ice command or ice ability, and then 20 whenever the party attacks an enemy with a cannot act debuff, which is what he inflicts, and this also includes doing the knockback. But like I said, whenever you launch with Cam, and as long as that debuff is active and other party members participate in it, then it'll actually double. So it's yeah, that's why a lot of players are like gonna be really high for his kit. His BT is it's actually not a bad BT, because basically it just prevents the enemy from like doing anything. So it makes it so they cannot act. It does have a brave damage resist down by 50%, and then when expire, it triggers the trap after the enemy turn that grants the player ally with the closest turn order to act immediately after. So it's a very similar trap to El Naj's Terror debuff. So it's not bad. He does provide a few party auras, brave gains, HP damage cap up, HP damage up, brave damage cap up. So he's definitely not a bad unit in terms of BT, and with his F4, it just basically just makes him like much more hyped for a lot of players. So and then when it comes to Paladin Cecil doesn't get a bad rework either, and for some odd reason I kind of want to actually like BT plus him just for the heck of it. So I mean, he does gain more party auras, like they added more party defense up, brave damage up, HP damage up. They increase his damage output when it comes to his skills. Skill 2 got 3 additional uses, same for skill 1. So it's not a bad rework to what he actually got. And for those who are curious to know about his BT effect, his BT effect provides brave regen, HP regen, gain max brave overflow up, brave damage up, brave damage cap up, and the HP damage cap up, which is a 30%, excuse me. So if you BT plus him. So he's not a bad character. He's basically like one of those characters where like he'll do like yeah, I would say like a little bit above average damage, and at the same time he's just standing there looking pretty with that BT effect, and as you can see why, he does have a pretty good BT effect. Now of course we do have other units that have HP damage kappa, who was able to provide some of the other stuff that was that he actually has in his BT effect. So it's basically just kind of like, you know, do you want to just add more on top of what you already have with your roster of characters? Excuse me, there was a fly or something in front of my face, or do you just want to pass up on him and just, you know, not really worry about Paladin Cecil? But like overall, like he's not bad. I mean, he does Holy Enchant as well via his C65, so that's another thing about him. He's able to heal and all that good stuff, battery, etc, etc. So he is actually not that bad of a character. So in between these two, like I said, Paladin Cecil, I'm considering BT plusing him only because, like, you know I think players by now know that like I like playing around with like different characters and whatnot. Some of the characters that normally players would not actually like go for or do whatever with, like I green Dragon. Like what else? What else can I say after that? So, so I'm still like in debate about it if I want to or not. But Cam, I actually did not. I mean, I got his kit, but I never actually built him up in JP. He's definitely a big positive for in terms of characters to pull for this month. Like, he is definitely worth chasing for, as long as you meet set conditions, as long as you have a way to party Ice Enchantment, all that good stuff for his F4 ability, and you're able to launch, then yeah, you'll be good to go. So as long as you are able to meet those conditions, then he would be worth chasing for as well. Now, in terms of reworks, C90s and everything like that, Cam is getting both of those along with Palom and Cecil. And then when it comes to Palom and Kimahri, they get some pretty nice reworks. I mean, Palom's alright. Kimahri's not too bad either. I kind of feel like Kimahri's slightly overshadowed, or they kind of forget about Kimahri. I don't know. No, Kam'lanaut doesn't get a bad rework for what he actually gets. Rosa and Kata do get force enhancements though, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the LDs do get re-ran, so I would say you could probably hold off on chasing for the LDs for both of those two characters. So in general though, I honestly think that the real prize would be Cam, Palom, Cecil, Kimahri, and then you can go on with Palom, Rosa, Kata. Yeah. So that's gonna be my plans for them. I will more than likely either BT token Cam, or I will chase him with gems. Then next up, and the second to last slide, will be for Desch and Machina. Now Machina, I'm basically just getting a free upgrade. He does get an FR in about 7 months from now, and his FR ability is stupid good. So if you decided you want to hold off until like chasing his entire kit until then it's not a bad idea. His FR ability is definitely worth chasing for in the future though. But he does get a nice rework with it, and with his C90 also adds on top of that, and he has the ability to unlock force enhancements, so you already know that's going to be higher damage in general that he's going to be doing. Desch is interesting per se. Like, he has like different things within his kit, but he's definitely more utility. For me though, I'll throw some tickets at his banner, because I actually never, or actually no, I take that back. I did get it in a future free multi-draw, because there was like some campaign going on at the time. So I did actually get his FR ability, I just never had the chance to build it up. But I think for this, for my global account, I will probably throw some tickets just to see if I can get it. For those who may not know, like Desch, if I'm not mistaken, actually never double check, because I do not want to give misinformation. So Desch in general though, like when it comes to his FR ability, let me click on that real quick. So his FR ability, not that hard to meet in terms of conditions. So whenever you select a thunder ability, or when after an enemy is unable to act, it increases. So, and remember, Desch is able to paralyze. Even though it's a chance, he is able to inflict paralysis onto the enemy. And then in terms of reworks, for those who may not know, he just basically gains like more damage in his kit when it comes to the electric area, which is what he which is what he inflicts. So basically, to increase that chance of being able to paralyze the enemy, then they added brave damage up, HP damage up, and then after the party, after an HP attack, is able to increase brave by 20% of the HP damage though. So he does provide some supportive role. He also provides defensive roles as well. So party, melee, brave damage resist up, and then range brave damage resist that he adds on top of what he is already offering. So he's not a bad character. It just depends if you're actually needing this type of character where he's able to do some of the stuff that I mentioned in this video. But like I said, I will probably throw some tickets at his kit and see what happens. And if I don't get it, it's fine. If I can get either Desch or Krile, between the both of them, I would probably go with Krile, just because like I could use her. Like, if I don't use it in the team, that I can use her as a call ability. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that slide. And then finally, we're gonna end it off with Tidus. Now, when it comes to rework C90s, Barrett is gonna be getting all of that, but I wouldn't go too crazy for Barrett unless you are needing a call ability to provide crit damage, because he is able to provide that. Tidus does get a good rework, and he does get his force enhancements alongside with his FR ability. Now, in terms of his FR ability, let me open that up real quick. So his FR ability, whenever a party attacks a debuff target, which Tidus is able to inflict debuffs via his skill 2, and then whenever the party uses an instant turn rate ability, which again is something that Tidus can actually do himself, then he will be able to increase the HP damage bonus. So it's not a bad in terms of meeting the conditions, it's not bad at all, but this is definitely more catered towards Tidus, and that's pretty much about it. Me for sure, I will be pulling for his FR ability, and really, if you want me to be honest, the biggest reason I am pulling for his FR is because of tier 10. Him and Cam, if I really wanted to be extra sweaty for Transcendence 10, then yeah, I will be using either his FR ability or Cam's FR ability, just depending on the whole situation and what's going on with that fight. But like overall though, Tidus definitely becomes a much stronger DPS unit, and his FR ability just adds more on top of that. He does get his BT weaponry run and all that good stuff, so you have a chance for those who may have missed it, or any new player, then you can pick that up too. But he's definitely he becomes a very solid damage dealer. So really the biggest prizes for the month of June, or at least in terms of like what I feel like players are going to be chasing, would be for Kain, Cam, and then Tidus. Those are going to be like the top 3 in my opinion. So but yeah guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.